G'day everyone and welcome back to Digging Deeper Ag Chats with Al. I'm really excited to kick off 2026 with you. We've just finished our first full calendar year of podcasts and I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's listened, shared an episode, sent a message or stopped me for a chat. I genuinely appreciate it. This year we're aiming to bring you even more great guests with plenty of practical conversations you can take straight back to your own operation. We'll be featuring more local producers too. People right here in our region who are doing good things, having a crack, who've got great stories worth sharing. I'm also pleased to say that we've got some regular voices returning. Chelsea from Herd Solutions will be joining us on a monthly basis with veterinary updates and timely animal health advice. And Morgs from Elders is back as well, committed to a monthly livestock market update to help us make sense of what's happening and what it might mean on farm. So whether you're listening in the ute, on the tractor or in the yards, welcome back. I'm glad you're here and I hope you enjoy what we've got coming in 2026. Welcome to Digging Deeper. We've got our regular guest on, Morgan Davies. How are we going?
Very well, thank you, Al, and g'day to all the listeners. Bring on Easter.
Yeah, I was going to say that this actually will be going live on Easter Friday, Good Friday, so everyone that's travelling on the roads, make sure you're safe. If you drive 10k slower, the government reckons you're going to save fuel, so maybe think about doing that, save some dollars in the fuel tank.
Drive twice as fast, Al, and get there in a shorter space of time.
That's what you're saying, isn't it? The faster you drive, the more you see.
Exactly right.
Not that we here at Digging Deeper encourage you to speed, but
no, not at all.
Been a fair bit happened since the last month that we've been on, Morgs.
Yeah, it's been a massive month, hasn't it? Last time I was talking to you, seeing stars were coming out of the March early weaner sales, and we've hit March at 1,000 k's an hour, and certainly a month on, well, close enough to a month on, Al. It's we're in a pretty good position, the cattle job. There's been a few things happen that we didn't know was going to affect us, though, did we?
No, we'll get to that in a minute. But firstly, have you had time to reflect on the NSA sale first move into Bensdale?
Yeah, look at the cattle sale in the whole was all a resounding success. It was a great time, wasn't it? We had a nice early break. We've had follow-up rain since. The cattle job was very, very good, and it sort of proceeded to stay that way in similar sort of rates all the way through the month. So, yeah, I think it's all great, and everyone sort of shored themselves up with a bit of spring rain, and people hopefully got their crops in. But all in all, yeah, NSA was a great result. All of our cattle sales through that week and the following week, like there was the all agents weaner sale at Bensdale was a fantastic result too. There was a lot of those Callout cattle there that came down for that, and they sold just as well, every bit as well.
Was that the following week, was it, Morgs?
The following week, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we'll just touch on NSA again. The move down, there was some angst from the community up there.
Yes.
But on the day, the cattle sold really well. What feedback you got from producers or just locals up there?
Oh, look, various things. People said that, we'd prefer our cattle to be sold up there and things like that. And for husbandry reasons and all these other reasons, we elected to sell them down there in NSA. But in terms of selling cattle, it was a good result. The cattle were weighed, they were presented, and the Bensdale facility was a fantastic way to start off the mountain calf sales. Obviously, you can put a calculator against all the weights and certainly shore up and have a consistent sale, which is what you want to have.
Righto. Now, over the couple of days you're selling, what's some highlights that you pick out for us?
Highlights, yep. All the cattle sold really, really well. It was, coming through February, it was getting a bit tight and dry. So I'd say the highlights was the rain and a bit of a season. Obviously, plodding around in the mud for a few days wasn't much fun. We didn't have too many health issues with the cattle coming out. Sometimes there can be issues with dust and pink eye and influenza and things like that. But with that rain, I think that suppressed all that. And it was all very positive.
You're a bit footsore after Omeo. You healed up, have you?
Yeah. No, I was fine. I was just tired. Really, you just get tired. It's a big few days. Obviously, it must have been something in the peanuts at the Omeo Hilltop Hotel too. I reckon it just
a few people got cooked today.
Oh no, it was just a bit dusty the next day. So I don't know what that was, but anyway, hopefully we can find a cure for that.
It wasn't the beers you were washing the peanuts down with, was it?
No, I had a Barocca the next morning. I was fine.
Oh, good one. Did any cattle get out this year?
No cattle got out. Nothing really. No.
That's very disappointing. Yeah. That was a highlight of my time up there.
It's a highlight of everyone's time, chasing cattle around the old ladies' clothesline, trying to get some wild steers out.
Yeah.
No, it's all much of a muchness really, and that's exactly how you want it. Just an innocuous transaction. So that's all we can ask for.
All
and
right.
to all the locals up there that assisted. working in the pubs, the CWA ladies, the yard workers and everyone else and the older staff that come from few and far between. Thank you very much. You are a big part of the whole process. And all the people that are showing their loyalty to the regions in the area and trying to keep the cattle sales on, we fully understand, and there's going to be mountain calf sales running up in the mountains for a long time to come. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Now, the few weeks since then, locally, how are prices looking for, don't forget the sheep either, Morgs, but the cattle and the sheep?
Yep. No, look, the lamb job's really started to kick away again. We've seen lambs crack through $11 into $12 now for lambs. Like the market in Bensdale is as good as selling lambs anywhere.
Yeah, well, we sold a little pen load the other day, and I was quite impressed with the prices that Aaron got for us.
Yeah, that's good. And I just think that it's all cruising along really, really well. We're seeing $11. We'll crash into mid-11s and $12, no doubt, for some lambs. Heavy sheep are selling very, very well. The cost of production is gone up with diesel and everything else, but I think the cattle pricing and sheep pricing has gone with it. We saw plenty of lambs making close to $300 and 21, 22 kilos. So I think that's pretty good money, really.
No, really good. You just mentioned diesel then. What's that doing to freight for livestock movements around this area?
Yeah, it's getting really exciting. A lot of those freight rebates and things like that and are yet to come into fruition. And I was just heard out the front there earlier, they don't actually have to pass those on. But, yeah, look, 22%. Fuel levies and things like that, we're starting to see on a few bills coming through. That's not the carriers. That's a direct transition from what the fuel price was at the Bowser a month ago to what it is now. So everyone's in a little bit of shock, and I think it's going to take a while to weigh things up. But no, it's not good. Not good at all.
No. So off the top of your head, how much is that adding to each animal?
20% increase. So you sell, it cost you $7 or $8 to freight a lamb to Ballarat. Might get you in the mid-9s now. It's not a lot of fun. Depends on how many you can stuff on the truck to sort of cheapen that off. If you go and lighter lambs, shorn lambs and things like that, it might work out cheaper. But heavy sheeps and rams and things like that, it's getting pretty exy. Don't worry about that.
Another reason to sell at Bensdale, I guess.
Oh, well, local, yeah. Wheel them into the trailer.
Yeah. That's it. 5 loads on a Sunday afternoon. It's not much fun.
Burn just as much diesel, probably.
Now, I know you got a direct line to Mr. Trump.
Yep, Don.
What's he saying about everything that's happening over in Iran at the minute? What's that going to affect our export? Obviously, there's a lot of imports that we know about, but exporting a lot of our red meat, what's going to happen there?
Well, it's already directly correlated. I've spoke to a couple of processors through, like they sent light lambs over and light sheep, so that's now market's now stopped basically. All that air freight into the Middle East, a lot of that has stopped, slowed down, mutton things like that into those areas. So I think that's yet to wash out. Like we're only 2 or 3 weeks into this. So what is it, 20 days now? So that's 3 weeks since it started. I think everyone's just starting to wash out where they're at, and everyone's probably just sticking their head up to look for a bit of clear air. But I don't think it's good. I think it's going to get these costs stay high. It just makes it harder for everyone. Fertiliser costs are harder. Fertiliser's harder to get. Fuel's harder to get. How do we grow crops? And what are the tractor jockeys in the Wimmera going to do? Like, there's a lot of country there and things like that. It's going to get a bit exciting yet. And I can tell you this much, Al, man, you aren't going to fix it. All we can do is talk about it. But we need cheaper fuel and easier, more accessible fertiliser. That's what we need to make things happen.
Yeah. So in the short term, once freezers get full here in Australia, are we going to see a significant reduction in price for
I don't
killable
think so.
animal?
I don't think so. I think protein globally is, it's still a shortage of it. So I think there's going to be they're going to have to, exporters and importers for the product, just going to have to get more shrewd. The people have probably been caught out are the ones that it all happened while all the boats were on the water and the planes were in the air and everything else. So now they're 2-3 weeks along. They're probably smarter for the exercise. So they probably transition how they pay or where they send it or what they do. I think the protein's still required over there.
They can get it over there, can they? Still?
Don't know. Al.
I'll make some phone calls. That's why we have you on here. All the inside information.
Shoot me out of the sky. I'd get it over there for them. I don't know if I'd get back, but I'd get it over there.
Now, you just mentioned cost of production then. Jen, our general manager here at Gippsland Ag, slipped me a note and said that there's a marketing and selling of red meat on the 6th of May. Did you know that you're on that panel?
Yeah, I'm on it. And hopefully there's another couple of agents on there as well.
Yeah, so if you're interested in looking at how we're marketing or selling your red meat, then come along to that event, reach out to Jen Smith. And there's also a bunch of events on cost of production coming up. So if you're interested in where you sit, cost of production wise, Chris J.U. is going to be in. He's very good consultant in the local area.
He's an operator.
Yeah. Now, I heard that you're starting to use his services too.
I'm using Chris. Well, he just gives you a good overview of where your business is at and what you need to concentrate on. A lot of farmers and operators and people just go by gut feel. That's all good until it's not. So for yourself, your own peace of mind, your wife's peace of mind, your bank manager's peace of mind, I think it's a good thing to have Chris in your business.
Yeah, or someone like Chris to help make those decisions in the tough times a lot easier. Make sure you come along to those events. It's obviously going to be on the newsletter, or check out the Facebook page at Gippsland Ag. What's next, Morgs?
Well, I'm going to call some people out. There's some Facebook warriors out there, Al, that went after us a bit.
You went viral last month.
Viral.
Yeah, viral.
There was some, we did. All I did say, and it was pretty innocuous, really. And at the time, I was just trying to sell more bulls, which is a stock agent's duty.
Yeah.
But no, I commented.
What was the comment you remember?
I'm going to stay firm to it too. Stuff them. Stand on me hill. Now, I said that you can sell cull bulls, you can sell your cull bulls, and you can fund yourself a long way in to your purchase of a new replacement bull. And plenty of people called me out. There was a bloke named...
we're going to name and shame, are we?
Yeah, I'm going after him. Murray Bell, Cindy Fitzgerald. There's a few others, and they're challenging me, saying you can't buy a bull for $6,000. Well, you guys call me. I'll sell you as many as you like.
You got a few lined up for them, have you?
Yeah, some good black bulls and some Hereford bulls if you want a few.
Yeah.
Ring me up. I'll find those bulls for you, no worries, and I'll even sell your bulls for you, and I'll get you top dollar. But no, you're killing bulls or processing bulls, and you slaughter bulls. We've seen plenty of those bulls making $5,500, like a big heavy bull. You buy a bull younger, lighter, it doesn't have that resale value, but as it grows and matures into a solid big beast, it certainly does. So you pick up the weight on your animal, you're actually not far out. Now, you sell a bull for, we saw a bull make $5, 10 or 12 or something. He weighed...
A chopper bull?
Yeah, mate, weighed 1,000 kilos, $5,500 into it, $500 changeover. So I challenge you and I'm calling you out. If you don't know what you're talking about, come and buy bulls off me and I'll teach you.
Well, if you want a direct line to Morgan Davies, those names that were read out, send me a message.
Stuff them. Stuff them. Facebook warriors.
Keyboard heroes. Now, the other big news is that you've got a big O birthday this year.
Yeah, turning 30.
Yeah, so what are you doing this weekend, Morgs?
I'm going to the Swiss Creek races, and if anyone would like to come and join me.
Bit of a story behind it. You want to share the story?
Oh, look, yeah, I've always wanted to go to the Swiss Creek races, and we had an opportunity to sort of take a bit of a, take a trip up there. So we're going up there with a few family and friends for the day. So really looking forward to it. That's what we're up to on Sunday. What are you doing on Sunday, Al?
No, it's only the VIP I heard that's going to that event. So so it should be good. I might get a seat up the back somewhere.
You can come. Bring the kids, mate.
No, it'll be good. So anyone else that's in the area, look for something to do on a Sunday.
And how good is East Gippsland over the Easter period? There's rodeos. There's the Omeo Rodeo, the Buchan Rodeo, Swiss Creek races. There's plenty more.
Lots of things on the water still going on, is there?
Down at Painesville, there's boats going on, but it looks like pretty good weather too, 21, 22 degrees. So get out and about. I think we see East Gippsland when it's on its absolute best on the Easter weekend.
Yeah, and the wind's gone away for a couple of weeks, which I'm very happy about.
It'll be back.
Humidity's up though.
It'll be back, Al. It'll be back, I think.
When's it back?
Well, you challenged me. You called me out and you said, when do you think what's going to happen with the weather rolling through the winter into the spring? I think it is going to tighten up and dry out. There is predictions of an El Nino and things like that. So all I'm saying is check your own weather forecast and things like that. But we've had it pretty good for a while.
Yeah, I think I did ask you for a weather update last month. You haven't done your homework. You said
I have done my homework. Yeah, I just think I might tighten up.
That one little sentence it?
Yeah, I just don't want to spook too many people, but I just think I'm a bit windy on the season as we head into the spring. So
right. Well, so far autumn's been very, very good here.
Can't fault it.
A lot of places have got a bit of a rain too.
And put in a bit of crop and have a bit of a go now, because I think it might be all right through the winter. There's bugger all evaporation and things like that. So you get your hands on some seed and some fertiliser. Have a crack now and get some growth going into the winter.
Yeah, cut some hay maybe.
Who knows what happens as we get to spring. Might just get a bit tight. That's what I'm saying to you, Al. I think the cattle job will be good. There'll be rain everywhere else, but we might just get a little bit tight here in East Gippsland. for the spring. You heard it here first.
We got it recorded. So.
Facebook warriors, come get me. Bureau of Meteorology, come and get me. I'll be as correct as you guys are at the moment.
Yeah, well, they're one thing for sure. They're not always getting it right, are they? So
AI generated, I think, those blokes.
No worries, Morgs. Well, anything else, or you got a duck?
The cattle job's firing along. Really, I probably didn't touch on that enough. Everything's selling really, really well. Cull cows and things like that are just softened this week. But we're seeing a good cow make $4 a kilo. We're seeing a good bullock make, I think next week, best processor prices around for grass cattle are $9.30 or $40.
Oh, really?
Feedlot cattle $5.20 and $5.30 on farm. Cull cows. As I said, like live weight $4, plenty of grids around, and everyone's chasing a few loads of good, big, heavy cull cows. That's all good. Lambs up to $11.20 in the paddock next week, and cull sheep kicking around $8. So, like in terms of price, we've never seen it really better. We might have seen the odd animal sell better and worse and things like that, but I think it's all in a pretty good position. So, we've got a few cattle. We're heading into the winter. Things are going to get a bit tight. Lighten off. Take some cash. And let's roll into the winter and the spring. But we've had a pretty good run, Al. So take some money off the table. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, well, one of your quotes is you got to keep the lollies in the lolly jar, don't you?
Yep.
So put some lollies back in that jar and stuff.
Sit on it. It's going to get it could get a bit exciting down the track with this field job. So if you go give or take what's going on, take a bit of money off the table. That's my point. Be safe.
All right. Prediction time, Morgs. You got to have some prediction each month.
Well, I just gave you the biggest weather prediction, most exclusive that you'll ever get. What else do you want?
You just said I had to be as right as a bomb, so that's not a prediction. Now, what's our dollar figure going to be for fuel? What are we going to peak at?
Here in Bensdale.
Yeah, we'll give a local one.
Yeah, I reckon we'll see 335, 340.
340?
Yeah, within the next few weeks.
Right.
And I think that it could get a bit more exciting than that.
You reckon?
Yep.
$4?
Yep, at some stage.
Right. Well, we'll keep that in the back.
Well, I don't know. Look, it only depends what... I don't know. Now, we're not political, Al. We don't want to get political. But no. I think they're only telling us half as much as what we're actually going on.
You're actually telling me that you're going to get Carl Stefanovic on this show.
Well, I tried. I rang Carl and he said, look, Morgan, you're probably more arrogant than I am. So I'm not getting on the show with you. So...
Too many.
Too much. Could you fit us both in here?
No, I don't think so. Too many big personalities.
Isn't he dropping some bombs on his podcast? I think it's the second highest rated podcast in the Bangwarden area.
The Bangwarden area. They like him down that way, do they?
Yeah.
No, he gets about.
He does. He had a good one today. Anyway, but all important though. I think that's what's going on. I just think it's. Don't know. I'd be inclined to take a bit of money off the table now. If you got heavy cows or you got a few dry cattle sitting in the paddock, the cattle job's pretty good. Don't get greedy.
All right, you heard it here. Morgan Davies, thank you very much for coming in.
No worries. Thanks for having me. And thanks for listening, listeners.
No worries. Enjoy the races up on Sunday. Don't blow too much money.
No.
And stay safe, people that are driving around the countryside. And we'll hear from you next month, Morgs.
Have a good Easter. Staff the eggs, Al.
Bye for now. A big thank you for tuning in today. And remember, if you have a question about today's episode or a topic you'd like us to cover, reach out to one of our many platforms and join the conversation. We're here because of your passion and commitment to agriculture. Together, we can build a stronger farming future.
This podcast is made possible by the Future Drought Fund Regional Drought Resilience Planning Program, co-funded by the Victorian and Australian governments.